Bill Maru, Toy Canics.
What's going on, crew Maru and Toy Canic fans? Today I'm bringing you hopefully a quick tutorial, an informative tutorial on how to repair older Mezco ankle brakes. As you can see, this is the classic Captain America here, and here's the brake. This little ball peg right here, the ball goes into the smaller section here, the top of the ankle, and then the peg fits down into the shoe. This was not really a favorite of mine as far as articulation goes. It never really did much. As you can see, here's the unbroken version, and there you go. That's your articulation. It's just more of a side swivel. It doesn't do anything at all, really. I think if you were to Dremel here and here, like I do on basically on these McFarlane figures. So you can see here, this goes in at an angle, this goes in at an angle as well, and you can look up, look down, and so I think that would work with this, but this is not my figure, so I'm not going to try that. If anybody wants me to try that on their figure, let me know. I'll do it cheap, just for the YouTubing experience. But anyways, I don't have a figure that has this, so I am going to show you though how to fix this. So this is pretty simple, really. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole through here, I'm going to drill a hole through here, and I'm going to straighten out this eye hook screw, as you see here, and insert it here. I've been repairing like crazy, and look, this blister, here's a blister here, get crazy. This is from doing thigh cuts. But so yeah, we're gonna straighten this guy out and insert that in. Before we straighten this out though, we gotta drill some holes. And then what I do is I use this 0.8 drill bit, and then I can make it a little bit bigger if I need to. These are 1 millimeter. Let's go ahead and drill a hole through this real quick. Alright, as you can see, we've got a hole here, a hole on the other side. What I like to do generally is after the hole has been drilled, I like to turn it over to the other side. Go ahead and you can see how I was kind of wiggling the drill bit around there. That was very, very, very carefully doing that. These things can snap like pretzels, so you definitely want to be really, really careful. And you can tell already that this hole is still too small, but we can still try it just in case. Let's see. Always test first. Maybe it's not too small. It's getting a little tight. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Cool. Wow, I'm surprised that worked. Usually I gotta go in at least 2 times after I drill the initial hole and get the hole right, but I guess I've been doing this long enough now to where maybe my brain is just muscle memorying this thing. I don't think I said anything correctly there. Okay, now we're gonna drill through the ball peg. And just like before, I'm going to turn this around. So now we're going to go in from the other side, just like we did a minute ago. So we're going to go ahead and test our screw here. Usually I'll straighten out these screws, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't think we need to. I think we can leave this the way it is. That's a lot of threading. that's all the way through. As long as this attaches tightly, we'll be good. And that feels pretty good already. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So I realized whenever I was just about finished with this edit that I pulled a pretty stupid move and didn't record this little small step, but a very important step. So basically, after we've tested our screw on both sides through the peg here and through this, as you can see, this is a different piece. It's essentially the exact same thing. I've just recreated this for the sake of the tutorial. So what you want to do is you kind of want to unscrew what you've done here just a bit, and you'll get whatever adhesive you prefer. I have really fallen in love with JB Super Weld. So what you want to do is put glue, basically. So what I've done is I've backed this up a bit, and so we're going to put some adhesive here, and then we're going to just re-screw that into it, which usually works better if you use two pairs of pliers. And we're basically just going to do exactly what we did a minute ago, only this time it's laced with super glue or adhesive or whatever you want to use, some kind of adhesive. And I think on the other one, I still had the loop from the screw on here. I usually straighten these out right away, but the one that we've been working with was actually pretty good. But you can see why this is kind of an important step and why I didn't want you to miss out on it. So I'm pretty sure this is about where we had it in the other one. We had a really good amount of threading showing. So now the glue is inside, basically drying and adhering to the ball and to the screw. So now, since we've got that on, what we're going to want to do now is put a healthy amount on here. Don't drown it, but you know, that's a pretty good amount. You can see, zooming in, that's a pretty good dab of super glue right there. So we're going to back that up. I'll try to stop the camera from shaking. And then we're going to screw the end on. And what you want to do, the most important thing here is, you'll notice how I'm holding the metal piece. I'm not screwing this using the peg piece. If we do that, we risk breaking our hold since the glue is still drying. So what you want to do is basically hold on to this metal piece here with one, and then screw on the other piece with some pliers. All right, and you can see, since we added so much glue, it's forming a pretty nice little layer and bond right there. It's kind of just squished out, which is pretty good. You know, we always want to keep a handy dandy scrap piece of paper towel, whatever, and you want to kind of just kind of rub off that excess there. All right. And now, while we're waiting for this glue to dry, we're going to clip off this end. So these are the clippers I like to use. You can use clippers like these as well, but for some reason these seem to just get a nice closer cut. That's gone. And there we go. This is still drying. You can still see a little piece coming out of the ball peg here. What we want to do with that, and you can still do this while it's drying, you can take a sanding bit . Now basically you just kind of wait for your glue to dry. So we heated up this ankle, and you can see that this is in nice and snug. Got some movement in there. Got a good bend, good twist. And this is already heated up. That plastic cools down, it'll be good. Right now you can probably pop this guy back out from the bottom piece, not from the top, as the top's already starting to cool down. But yeah, you can actually see it's got a little more range now, but just slightly. And just like that, your Mezco ankle has been repaired. So as always out there, take care, and I'll keep repairing.
Bill Maru, Toy Mechanics.